So take me back to the beginning. How did this whole place start for you? How did collecting,
Well,
memorabilia?
collecting started when I was 9 years old and bought my first complete set of baseball cards from Topps in 1972. So that's when it started. Basically, just a ball card collector growing up, but huge Illini fan. Grew up in Champaign, did my school tour and came back to Champaign, and that's really when the memorabilia kind of craze started, and I went off on getting as much Illini memorabilia as I could, and still do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my wife and I were looking for a house. She was pregnant with our second child, so we needed a bigger house, and we came out here, and this was 3 years old, and this was already on the property, this little guest house. I did take the two-car garage that was with it and enclose that, and it ended up being actually a perfect location and gave me the ability to put all my memorabilia over here.
Mm-hmm. What does your wife think about all of this? Is she into kind of this too as well?
No, not at all. Yeah, my wife isn't at all into this, but she allows me to imbibe.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me a little bit more about your collection. Tell me some of the things you kind of told me out there, some of the things you have, the big main things, some of the things that mean the most to you.
Yeah, the things that mean most, first, the Red Grange game used helmet. I've only seen two since I've been alive, and the other one was in very, very poor condition. So I think, I have the best one that there is, and that's probably the best thing I have and the thing I am most proud of. I have Walter Payton's last game-used jersey as a pro, a Butkus game-used jersey from the Chicago Bears, a J.C. Caroline game-used jersey from the Chicago Bears. Those are some of my highlighted items.
Tell me a little about the Sosa ball you're telling me about.
Yeah, Sammy Sosa's 500th home run ball, which at the time I bought it, the steroid problem already had been coming down, so I actually bought it a little cheaper than it's probably would have been worth. So I don't know what it's worth now, but I did buy that in auction.
Mm-hmm. How often, what goes into kind of maintaining the quality of these? Are you kind of dusting them off like once a month? Well, explain to me how kind of that works.
Well, the environment's crucial for a lot of the photos that I have. So I have a dehumidifier at all times that's running. I keep it very cold for the most part in the house as well. Dusting, not so much, but this place doesn't seem to gather a lot of dust. I haven't really had that much of an issue with that.
Mm-hmm. We talked a little bit about it earlier, but when something enters this collection, for the most part, does it stay, or do you kind of sometimes flip and upgrade or go from 1 to 2? How does that work for you?
Right. I've only sold one item in my lifetime, and that's the Mickey Mantle first home run ball, which paid for all 4 of my kids' college education, which was nice. Everything else I keep. I have done a few trades of some items that I've got multiple of, and I've gotten some nice items back in a trade. So.
Mm-hmm. How do you go about kind of gathering some of these things and buying them? Is it something you're looking on eBay for, Facebook Marketplace, or do you go to auctions?
Good question.
Kind of
Yeah,
about that.
there are national auctions, big catalogs that come in the mail. That would be probably the primary. Then I'm always on eBay looking, making sure I don't miss anything, basically. And then there are little Illini memorabilia collector get-togethers at times as well.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me a little about that wall with all the signatures on it. Tell me a little bit some of the guys that you have on there that you were telling me, and how that kind of started.
I have a closet wall that I have someone of notoriety who's here sign the closet wall. And Lou Henson has been here, John Gross, Brad Underwood, Eddie Johnson, Dee Brown, David Williams. So lots of great Illini athletes and coaches.
Did you expect this collection to become this big when you first started, or at least moved here? Like, did you expect it to be?
No, I never expected it to be this big. When I bought my house with this guest house, it actually gave me room to go crazy. So that's what I did.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned the helmet. What's your favorite piece? Is that
the Red Grange Gang Used helmet,
awesome.
For sure.
Awesome. And then is there just anything else you want to add about your collection? Or?
I'll have it till I die. I'll be leaving it to my kids, and one of my children, when he was about 7 years old, came through here and said to his brother, "Just think, one day this will all be ours." So I thanked him for that.
That's awesome.